Welcome to the show. Today's topic is talking head videos. David, what does that even mean?
That's a great question, Kevin. I wasn't sure, so I looked it up. According to talent.lms.com, a talking head video is the simplest video format you can use. A single person, usually a subject matter expert, talks directly to the camera.
Kinda like what we are doing right now?
That's right, Kevin. The host can be sitting or standing, although they're usually only featured up to their chest or waist, so as not to detract attention from their speech. They can either be looking directly at the camera, or to the side.
I see. There are so many benefits to using a talking head video. Learning by watching another human is easier than reading words on a screen or listening to a voice-over. This makes it easier for people to focus on what's being said.
This video format is great for microlearning and onboarding. It's also great for new and virtual learners. Employees need to feel connected to the team. Having a few team members record videos about the company mission, a new process, or procedure is a great place to start.
These videos can be created using paid actors or employees. Another great option is using an animation program like video1. These days, there is no need to use professional actors and expensive equipment for live videos. You can use a cell phone and editing software to get similar results.
How do you get started?
David, I'm glad you asked. Creating a talking head video is a straightforward process. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Kevin from AWM's Learning and Development Department, and I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about what you need to do to prepare for a talking head self-recorded video. As with any job, you'll need some tools to complete your work. Let's start with a video camera. I tend to use a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer with a built-in camera inside. Once you have your camera identified, you'll need to find something to help you record your sound. So I like to use wireless earbuds. You can also use wired earbuds with a built-in microphone, or you could test out the built-in microphone in your smart camera, tablet, or your computer. You've probably all seen the movies where a director on TV will say, "Lights, camera, action." Well, lights are also a very important part of your self-recorded videos. When we're home or at the office and self-recording our own videos, we are limited in terms of what lights we have. We don't have the luxury of having the full production lights brought to our office or our home, so I suggest to use the lights that you have. Some people like to use a very inexpensive ring light that you can get on Amazon or other places online for $30 to $50. If you're using video quite a bit, I would suggest making that investment, but I'm a big fan of using the light source that you have in front of you. These could be ambient lights in your room, your office, your kitchen. It could also be natural light coming through a window. One of the things to keep in mind is that it's important to have your main light source shining right on your face and your body to make sure that you're really popping on video. You don't want to have your light source coming in behind you because that's going to give you a shadowed look, almost like you're in the witness protection program. So avoid putting a big window behind you because that will wash out your entire body and make it hard for people to see you. I encourage you to experiment with lighting. Turn lights on, turn lights off, try different parts of your house or your office and find the way that the light hits you best. And if you have any questions about whether you look good or not, if you have kids in the house, they're probably the biggest experts because they're on Instagram and TikTok all day. So take advantage of the people that might know lighting the best. And in my case, it's the younger folks. An important part of your video is always your background. Now, take time before you start to make sure that the things behind you are kind of tidied up and look interesting. You'll see in my background, you have a little bit of the ceiling, which isn't optimal, but I'm being a little bit lazy today. You might want to have something over your shoulder like flowers or dishes or even a mirror, as long as it doesn't show the back of your head. So find something that's interesting behind you, build a background just like you do on Zoom calls. And also make sure your background is several feet behind you to give depth to the video. That makes your face and your shoulders and your body pop a little bit more. So take some time and make sure that, your bed might be made if you're seeing the bedroom, or the dishes are picked up if you're in your dining area. Just make sure that things are looking good and interesting behind you so it doesn't take away from you and your message. Another thing that comes into play with a background is what we call framing. Now you'll notice that I am here about 1/3 over from my right side of the camera, and I could be right here where I am. I could be on this side of the camera. I could choose to be right in the middle, or I could be on the edge. Whatever you decide, just know that you don't have to be right in the middle all the time. So we want to frame the camera in order to make sure our body's positioned with just a little bit of headroom on top, and we find the most interesting place to be on the camera so that we get accent to the back. You'll notice if I move over here, you can see the back of my head and the ring light that I'm using. But if I cover that with my body, then I have a little space over here, which is interesting to look down the hallway, and a little space over here, which shows you the flowers and the dishes and a little bit of reflection from the mirror, making the room look a little big. So framing is very important, and don't be afraid to get out of that middle and move around and be a little bit off center. So that's very important as well. The first thing I ask myself when I'm asked to record a self-recorded video is to make sure that I'm the right person to be delivering this video. If so, then I'll march ahead and do my best, but if not, I want to find the person that is the right messenger. Sometimes it's important for a senior leader to deliver a message to people, but other times it's equally important, if not more effective, to make sure that we pick somebody who is the expert at that topic. When we have the right person, the expert delivering the message, sometimes that's even more important than somebody with a bigger or larger title. So make sure you pick the right messenger for the video and the message you want to communicate. I hope that you find these tips for a self-recorded talking head video useful for you. Remember, take the time to practice, make sure you have the right tools, and take the appropriate steps to share your video with the correct audience. Take care and have fun recording.
That's all the time we have right now. Thank you for joining us for today's show.